Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be starting dilations pretty soon. And something that comes up a lot while doing dilations, while performing dilations rather, is multiplying whole numbers by fractions. And I'm aware some of us, that skill might be a little dusty. So we're going to take maybe 5-7 minutes to just brush off that skill. Remind you, how do we do it? In simple terms, it all boils down to this yellow formula up here. A times B over C is really just A times B over C. In other words, a whole number times a fraction is equal to that whole number times the top of the fraction over the bottom. But how do we get to this idyllic formula? Well, it really starts with understanding how to multiply by fractions, period. And maybe if you're looking at example 1 and you've got a good memory, you remember that to multiply by fractions, you simply multiply horizontally across. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 3 is 12. We get 6 12s. And then that's simplified into 1/2. How does that relate to whole numbers? Well, let's say it was a whole number. All we really have to do is take that whole number and turn it into a fraction. And now we multiply it the same way as above. 5 times 2, 1 times 3, and we end up with 10 thirds. But notice, what changed? What part of the fraction changed and what part of the fraction stayed the same? Well, the 3 on the bottom never changed. It stayed a 3 the whole time. Really, the only thing that happened is we ended up multiplying the top number by the whole number. And that's all it means to multiply whole numbers by fractions, or vice versa. Is we're just going to multiply the top number, the numerator, by that whole number. And call it a day. Simplify if we have to, but call it a day afterwards that. So let's do 3 tries, 3 practice problems. Again, I want you to try and pause the video before each one. Apply this rule of just multiplying the top and see if you get the same answer as Mr. Grab. Don't forget to simplify. Okay, first one. Here it's just 2 times 3 over 5. 2 times 3 is 6, and I get 6/5. It can't be simplified, so that's my answer. Number 2, pause the video. Good. Really, this is just the whole number times the top, so 3 times 1 over the denominator. 3 times 1 over 9. Well, that's just 3/9, and 3/9 can be simplified into 1/3. There we go. That's number 2. Last one, number 3. Pause it, and go. Once again, we're just going to multiply the top. 4 times 8 over 2. That's 32 over 2. And that can also be simplified into 16, the whole number 16. So there you have it, folks. Multiplying whole numbers by fractions. Very simple. Just multiply the top by the whole number, and if you need to, simplify. Sometimes it'll simplify into a fraction. Sometimes it'll simplify into a whole number. All right, that's going to call it for this video. In the next one, we're going to start dilations properly. I'll see you there.